It says you got to run on standby. Very poor efficiency. You're going to use more fossil fuels than you would other use, but you've got to be in standby condition. And the company says that's okay, but you've got to pay me to do that. The net result, higher rate. And so the people in Wisconsin, actually the people in Maine, end up paying higher rates to support the solar industry. People in Maine have enough trouble just trying, especially in Wisconsin, just trying to pay their taxes. We don't need an additional increase in our electric rates. If we can do that without that, I have no problem with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Any further comments or questions from the board? Okay, I want to thank you for bringing us this information. I am not up to speed on this yet. I don't have the original paperwork, so I appreciate the input that you gave us today, and I want to thank Ed for doing some homework for us and sending us the report that you sent. It was a lot of good information as well, and I'm just going to start studying all of that information and comparing and getting the questions that I really have to have answered. So thank you for coming, and thank you for all the information you brought into the printouts. We're going to be moving on to 10B, the opening of the Public Works Patrol Truck.
Pam, can I interrupt you for a second? We never voted on the quick claim deed.
Didn't ask for a vote. Did you need a motion on that? Okay, because there's nothing on there to ask for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Okay, so we're going back to item 9 on the agenda, the quick claim deed. And the motion is to approve awarding, would you say awarding the deed to Martin S. Finley, returning the deed? Yeah, would you give? Okay. So Jeff, you move to approve the quick claim deed.
And this has happened a lot with these deeds, that they do need to be approved.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Your motion is to approve the
Just
quick
quitclaim
claim deed for the minutes, for the record. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Kathy. Is there any questions, comments? Seeing none, calling for a vote. All in favor? 5, that's all of us. No. 5-0, motion carries. Thank you, Jeff, for catching that. That's very good. Moving to item 10B, the Public Works Patrol Bond. Bids, opening the bids.
This was part of our capital improvement this year. $175,000 was approved for this, and we have received 6 bids. So this bid has more than one truck in it. There is one truck for $162,035. There is that's for a 2020 Western Star. There's a 2020 International for $156,980.
So what was the company?
This is Daigle and Horton. And third is for a 2021 International for $155,980. With all of these have a delivery date in 60 days. Is from Portland North Truck Center. It is for a 2020 International, bid price of $151,525. delivery date. There is a second bid for a 2020 International for $151,470. This bid is for Freightliner of Maine. It is for a Freightliner. Does not give a year. 2020 for $151,880.92. Delivery date of January 20th.
That was,
Snow doesn't fall before January, does it?
This is also a bid from Freightliner of Maine for a Western Star, also a 2020, for $161,773.24, also with a delivery date of January. This bid is from Freightliner of Maine for a Freightliner. This is a 2020 as well for $160,992.87, and this one is deliverable immediately.
You're dangerous.
This bid is not for a truck, it's for gear only.
Yeah, you don't have to do that one.
So this doesn't,
That was the body.
We've got 8 trucks offered.
the bid price.
So, yes,
I'd like to make a motion that the town manager and the director of public works, director of the Department of Works get together and review the patrol truck bids and choose the one that fits within our finances and best meets the needs of the Department of Public Works.
so for the purposes of the minutes, can you consolidate the motion just a little bit? To authorize the town manager and the director of public works the authority to select the truck amongst the bids that best suits the purposes.
Amendment accepted.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Moved by Kim, seconded by Jeff. Person who writes the minutes will thank you for that. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, calling for a vote. All in favor? 5-0, motion carries. Item letter C, the sewer abatement for Ed Cavanaugh. Are there any comments or questions, any information you want to share, Dennis?
Just would like to say that we ran this through the new policy that was adopted by the last board. Rob has looked at this abatement. Again, this is for excessively dry weather. He has looked at it and determined that it's going to be the sewer system, and he calculated the abatement at $139.10.
Questions or comments? Open for a motion. I'll make a motion that we approve the sewer abatement for Ed Kavanaugh.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve the sewer abatement. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, calling for a vote, all in favor? 5-0, motion carries. Item D is schedule a public hearing for Big Al's fireworks permit. So what's the schedule?
So I think we could actually fit this in on the October select board meeting if you wanted to do it that same night. So far, the agenda, I realize there's a special town meeting before that, but it's just those two articles. It shouldn't take too long. I don't have a form for it. Other than that, so I think we can fit it in.
Okay. Any comments or questions from the board? October 6th. We're already meeting that night. And for a very short meeting. I should have said that, but just jinxed us. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, will we approve October 6th? Anyone have any objections? Seeing none, it looks good. Item C, the waterfront pump out proposal. Dennis, you want to fill us in on that?
Sure. So the waterfront committee has been working on getting a separate pump out for recreational cleaners so that we can pump some tanks on boats. This would help attract boaters to come into this asset. More services we can offer boaters. We have policemen downtown. And even keeping some of our own boaters. I know we have some town residents that actually have boats that they enter their boats in Blue Bay because they can get services that they can't get here. So the waterfront committee is working pretty hard to try to change that. This is one of the things that they can do. The waterfront committee met with myself. Is Susan here? I think I saw her earlier. She is here. Oh, yeah. Susan and Dawn and myself, and then Rob from the wastewater treatment and Ted all sat down and discussed this. It's pretty straightforward. It's a pump that would just pump straight into the sewer system, we believe. We think there's a line that's there that's available. Rob still has to test it with some dye to make sure it's not capped off. But it would be straight into the grid, into the sewer system. This is something that we would have to do ourselves. It would not be a service that these people would do on their own. And I believe we can charge for this, right? And so they want to apply for this grant from the state for $30,000. The state would pay for 90% of this, so we would have to come up with $3,000. And that can be in kind, so it could be labor or help to run the sewer line or install it, as long as we come up with $3,000. They certainly have enough to cover this amount anyways. These pumps are good for about 10 years, but they're pretty maintenance free, so as far as the town goes, there's not going to be a whole lot of cost in maintaining them. Like we need the electricity for it. It's already down there, right, Ted? Or it was close.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we wouldn't expend a whole lot of funds to get this up.
So the expected life, speaking of this, is 10 years. What happens to the pump after that? The town has to buy another one? And what is the cost of one?
Now, they run about 10 now.
Do you expect in 10 years of use of this pump, we raise $10,000 in
I
revenues?
would expect with the grant that we received for expanding the recreation for years, and the plans to move forward with expanding the recreation use of that down there, I think this would pay for itself. Constantly be paying for itself once we get these piers and stuff going. This is what we're trying to do to get people living. So think this is money well spent.
Okay, any questions or comments from the board? Oh, Jeff has one.
No, just was going to make a motion to
Okay,
approve.
did you have something, Kathy?
I just wanted to thank Don Davis and the Waterfront Committee for doing such a great job in getting all this together. Thank you. I think that the town is going to really benefit from something like this. This has been in the works, the talk has been talked about for decades. And now that we're finally doing it in the 21st century, I think,
Yeah,
bravo.
right, well, thank you.
So, Susan, Dennis did mention, I don't think you heard him, but because you were, I think you were like doing this a little bit. But, he said something about the town would be charging people for the use of the pump. You want to, yeah, can you come up and talk to the microphone? It's so hard to hear.
Keep that up.
Yeah.
I'm 6 feet, okay. Through the chair, thank you very much for addressing this issue tonight. Just a little bit of a point of clarity on that. The grant itself, because it is supplied by the state of Maine, does not allow any collection of fees on this. But the payback on this would come from the additional revenues of people coming into town and utilizing the facilities of the plan over the next 5 years to expand this whole project.
Okay.
Think of this as a cornerstone, perhaps, which is necessary to fulfill this. When people come up, transient folks come into a harbor, they're primarily looking for a mooring or a slip to come into for safe anchorage. They're looking for fuel, perhaps. They're looking for pump out, and they're looking for supplies. So there's 4 key factors. We've got a couple of those already. This would be one more peg in that cog of ours to put that together. Currently, people that do have moorings within the town, and the lobstermen, for example, they have to go at least 12 miles downriver over to Booth Bay, Robin Hood, or Southport in order to get those tanks pumped out now. So it would be a convenient factor for the residents that do have vessels. Boats that are coming in, as I say, are looking for that also.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I do have a bit of a concern. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a great idea. I do have a bit of a concern that there'd be no revenue source from this from the town, and 10 years from now the pump's gone and we have to spend another $10,000 for a pump. And I understand that local businesses might profit from having this there, but this is going to be $10,000 from the town 10 years from now.
If I could clarify that.
Okay.
Through the chair for the board, the overall cost of this projection, you can see in the paperwork that I handed in early, was about a little less than $30,000. We've discovered, and that was for full installation. We have discovered a line that is running from the commercial pier over to the pumping station at the end of Water Street. This was just discovered in the last few weeks. We're still working to make sure that that's a viable option to get into there. If it is, that cuts that cost of installation down by about $10,000. Now, the grant itself, and we're capping it at $30,000 because we don't think we need more than that. The town is only responsible for $3,000.
Yes, I understand that.
Okay.
And it can
So,
be...
and that's in-kind service. So we're literally getting this pumping station for nothing. So the fact that we would lose, I can't wait till we lose $10,000 on the other end.
Right.
I can also say that these grants have been in effect for a number of years. The state has been after the town of Wisconsin, but went in for a number of years, and it's fallen on deaf ears. I also think that 10 years from now, there will be more efficient and less costly pumping stations and grants available that replenish it.
So if you're familiar with these grants and how they've worked in the past, are you aware of any town that's been given a second grant to replace the pump that was worn out that was previously?
I haven't done the research for that, no.
Okay.
I couldn't comment on that. However, I'd be more than happy to talk to the director of the program from the state that does hand these funds out. That's been around for well over 10 years, so I'm sure she's seen some turnover.
Yeah, I'd really appreciate some more information on it. It sounds like a great idea. It's just I want to know what's going to happen.
Yeah. And
down
that 10 years isn't written in stone either. It's obviously based upon usage. We're starting out very slow on this. It's going to number of years to ramp that speed up on that a little bit. I would project that that might last well beyond 10 years. There's only a couple of serviceable parts of the whole pump, which are very inexpensive to repair also.
Yes,
So-
they're very simple machines.
Yeah, so I'd give it more of a shelf life of 10 years myself.
So, Dennis, what you need today is a motion to approve you applying for the grant. So, any other questions?
I already made a motion.
Oh, I didn't hear you make the motion. So can you state it again for the minutes?
A motion to approve.
Second.
Lost the line. Okay, motion to approve the town manager applying for the grant by Jeff and seconded by Kathy, was that? Okay. It's a little off of my left right. All right, any other questions or comments?
Just a quick one. It mentions a couple different times, 550 feet, 350 feet. I'm just curious where exactly that goes.
Well, that's a good question. And once again, I apologize for not being clear on that. This new discovery has just come up in the last few weeks. The original proposal was to come up the ramp from the recreational float. And it would follow around the parking lot, so we didn't have to dig the pavement up. And it would literally loop right around the building back there, run parallel with the building and the railroad track right to the pump itself. That's where the 550 feet of line is.
And where is the pump itself? Sorry.
As you go down to the end of Water Street, you take a left, go into the parking lot.
Yep.
It's right there in that point of land.
Thank you.
It's a culvert, you can see that right. And that's where that pipe is that we've discovered that goes over to the commercial.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so it's been moved and seconded. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, calling for a count, all in favor? 5-0, motion carried. You're applying for the grant.
Thank you very much, I appreciate your support.
Thank you very much. Item F, the monthly financials, Department Yearly Report. So
Madam Chairman, excuse me, just for a point of information, I don't know if there's anyone here is old or older than I am, but we used to have a pump house down there. And my recollection is that we did charge for it. Now, I don't know if that was, the rules have changed or what, but we did used to have one, and I think that's why there's a hookup. So he's nodding, and I didn't know he was older than I am, but
He's older than everybody in the room if you hear him talk about it. Thank you, Judy. Okay, so Dennis, the monthly financials.
You should all have these in your packet. I don't know if anybody has any questions or anything. At least now we have some numbers to put in here that are, except for one department, that are approved. And we can get a better handle on where we were than some of the other ones that came back with blank numbers on them. Everything is looking pretty good at the moment. Most of the departments are running at budget or under, so anybody have any questions or anything on this?
Questions on the financials, okay? And anything on the HM PACE in the statement of account that you'd like to share with us? No, it's pretty orderly. Okay.
Questions?
Warrant for October 6th, special town meeting.
We'll need a motion to approve the warrant. It's on the table behind you here.
So the board is open for a motion to approve the warrant of the October 6th special